how was your experience at the conclave so far, and what are your expectations?
I think this has been beautifully organized, and the expectations would be that some outcomes should be there and they should be laid down and then really circulated amongst the public. Because most of the conclaves, what they do is they have a gathering of vice chancellors and senior people like me, and then they actually discuss few things and no outcome is there. So probably it will be better if you advertise the outcomes and then circulate it by it among the public. Just putting down a picture is not sufficient. So just see that whatever things are there, lay it down and then circulate it in a folder or something like that. And maybe hard copies can be shared with us also.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And my second question to you is, how do you think technology is going to help transform higher education in India?
See, I've been personally preaching this technology inception before COVID also. And probably people have learned more about this after COVID, because all of a sudden, we had to come out of our shells and learn many things about digitalization. The very concept of bringing digitalization in education is, if we want to see that equity of education or inclusiveness is there. So, there are many people who cannot go to colleges, and they, at my age, if somebody wants to do a course, he'll be reluctant to sit with youngsters. So if you have got digital online platforms, it will become far more convenient for people who do jobs. And probably we have many kids who are earning as well as they want to study also. So what about that? Even in that, you need some digitalization of education. And probably this is the way to go to see that gross enrollment ratio also improves. And with a country like us, where almost 1100 plus universities are there, and we are aiming to have 50% of gross enrollment ratio, it is not possible with the present day infrastructure. If you want to have a 50% gross enrollment ratio in India, you will have to probably set up one university every week. You don't have that infrastructure, and probably it won't be there also. So why not to have digitalization of education? And I normally give example that, Baba's son was Humayun and Humayun's son was Akbar. So what is the fun to go to a college and then learn it out there? You can always. When was Panipat's that fight took place? So that date is not going to change. There is no innovation, no nothing. Probably subjects like this, they can be taught online also. And even the professors of history, they will agree that they cannot change history. It will always remain the same. If you talk about medieval history, it will always remain the same. So what is the fun of calling a student in? There are far many things to learn and far many good things to do. And probably the education style has to be changed. 70% of it has to be practical. And we are going the other way around. We're 70% theory, 30% practical. So why not to emphasize more on practicals and then call in students, set up good, excellent labs, and then it is worth calling a student to the college. And probably there can be digitalization of few practicals, like if say you have to do a practical on a nuclear bombing. You cannot explode it and then show the student how much it is. But digitally it can be done. Digitally you can change the parameters, you can show the student that this is what impact will be there, and this is how a nuclear reaction takes place. And probably, see, I'm planning to go to Italy for simulation training also. So, see, you can simulate things and, talk about managerial skills also. So point is that digitalization has to be incepted, welcomed, and honestly, I feel that in India, we are always reluctant to bring in technology, because I have seen the time when computer was getting incepted into the society, and railway stations were to have computers, and bus stands were to have computers, clerical positions used to have computers, and people were afraid that we'll lose jobs. And I think there are far many jobs now, rather than, if we talk about 90s, when we came out as engineers. So in 98, when I passed out, there was a lot of phobia that computer is going to, see and it show that many jobs will be lost and this and that. Masjid has a total manless line. But does Masjid not employ people? They still employ people to check those lines. So point is that here and there you need to upskill yourself rather than being afraid of technology. And a person who is not into this, he'll be thrown out of the system. So not only digitalization of education will be there, digitalization of the manufacturing processes, everything has to be there. When I was maintenance engineer in '98, we used to climb the furnace and then note down those readings. Recently, I went to the same company, and the technology, what they have done is there was a lot of heat when we used to go there. Now in the control room itself, the guy is taking the readings. He need not to climb those stairs and go out there. How safe environment it is now. But the same things are being controlled. Same engineer is there. It is not that the engineer has lost his job. So the point is that in the modern day world of 2024, even when these uh, innovations are taking place, we need to imbibe technology from the core of our heart and see and ensure that society is following the ethics. The only loss of um, the negative part of using technology is that if it is not used ethically, on the other hand, the crime rate increases. Because say if you're using technology and then you have all those bank accounts and your mobile phone, you're not taking care, you're not being educated, then cyber threats are bound to be there. Same is the case with education also. There are so many unauthorized digital platforms which do not have that content which should be there. So I think that needs to be ensured, and rather learning is something that if you are there to learn, then I think digital education or going to the college, I don't find any change in that.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's great
Welcome,
insights.
welcome.
Thank you.